Afternoon, everyone. So I'm very happy to be here amongst all of you lovely people. It's my first time visiting the US, and I'm so lucky that I'm getting a chance to talk about myself, talk about my story to all of you. So, um, my name is Shalu Nijhawan. I'm from Bangalore, and I'm a plant-based nutritionist and also the founder of Plantium. Before I discovered the plant-based lifestyle, I was running a very successful bakery business in Bangalore, where I had three bakeries which were doing really well. And I was living my dream of being a successful baker, making lots of money, and feeding a lot of sugar, cakes, all the desserts to my customers, and also eating a lot because of all the tasting that was happening at the back end. So I had gained a lot of weight. I was very heavy, and my immunity was really very poor. And I'm really grateful to Dr. Urvi for talking about all these aspects. And as I look back now, I understand what all I was doing wrong. Um, so one day when I came back home from my bakery, I saw that my husband was not able to get out of bed because of excruciating back pain. We went to the doctor, and he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis, for which the doctor said that there's no treatment. And at the age of 31, he was in a position that, he was not even able to lift our newborn daughter in his arms and play with her. So it was very painful to see him in that situation. And I was really desperate to get him out of that situation. So I started researching about the disease, and I came to know that there are a few people in the world who've reversed it with the help of a plant-based diet. So now at that time, we were non-vegetarians, and I was a firm believer of that we should eat everything. It should be a balanced diet, and we should not avoid any food. And I used to enjoy eating meat so much. I used to think that I want to try all the different cuisines, all the different kinds of meats. And I was traveling, and I was eating baby octopuses and whatnot. So I was at that level. And thinking of shifting to a plant-based diet sounded impossible. I'm a Punjabi, and I've eaten white butter on my parathas all my life. I couldn't imagine starting my day without that dollop of white butter melting on my paratha. And it sounded so difficult to do. But when I looked at my husband, I thought that no matter how much money I make, no matter what all I do, where all I travel, nothing makes sense if you can't enjoy your money and if you can't enjoy your success with your family because they are not healthy. So I realized that health is the only thing that I need to focus on right now. And that's when I sold off my bakery business, and I started studying nutrition. I started reading all these books by these people who had reversed their autoimmune disease. And I thought that we will give it a try for 30 days. And if we don't see any benefits, I'm going to go back to whatever we were eating, because this is very difficult to do in the long run. That was my thought process at that time. And all this while, my husband had been taking the medicines that were given by the doctors. So mostly they put him on steroids, and they put him on a lot of painkillers to ease the pain. And as a side effect of taking all these medicines for a couple of years, he also developed diabetes and hypertension. So his HbA1c was 13. And the doctor said that, anything could happen anytime. How are you even standing? Why are you not dizzy? So that was really scary for us. And I thought that, anyhow, I have to pull him out of this. Otherwise, life is over. And um, I was really working very hard to find all the sources of information on this particular disease. So what we did was I read all the books. I made a lot of notes. What are the supplements he should be taking? What are the food changes that we need to do? And we started following a whole food plant-based lifestyle. We did not know much about exercising, and also I thought one step at a time. We started with diet. So we stopped eating all the meat that we were eating, all the eggs, even the dairy. Now, in order to uh, stop him from getting tempted and eating all these animal-based foods. I removed everything from our kitchen and pantry. Even though I did not want to do it personally, I was sure that I am not turning plant-based. I'm not leaving my white butter for anything. But then I thought, if I sit and eat it in front of him, he will be tempted and he may want to take a bite or two. So I just said that let me do this for him for 30 days and then I'll go back. So we started starting our days with green smoothies in the morning. So made with bananas and a handful of greens and water. So very simple green smoothie. And then for lunch, we would have like a nice Buddha bowl with a lot of variety. I read somewhere that the more colors you eat, the more nutrition you get. So I started adding more colors, started eating vegetables like grated raw pumpkin, which I thought I could never eat in my life. And my husband started seeing great results from this just within 30 days. So breakfast was smoothie, lunch and dinner we would generally do a Buddha bowl because it was easy to do. And I made sure that in every meal I added at least some tempeh or tofu or some chickpeas or rajma, things like that, so that there's some protein in it. And we completely put him off gluten also, because I read that autoimmune diseases may benefit if you stop the gluten intake. So this is what we did. We did not do any fancy ingredients, very simple basic Indian ingredients that we got in the market. And within 30 days he started seeing amazing results. He was off his painkiller medicines within 30 days, and in 3 months of time he was off all his medicines, including his diabetes medicines, including his hypertension medicines, including his steroids. And we were able to get him off all these medicines, which was slowly making his condition even worse. He started walking around, he started going for cycling, swimming, and he started going back to office. He started playing with the kids, which was beautiful seeing him do that. And right now I'm here in the US with him. He's working with Morgan Stanley, he's going to office, living a normal life. And just because of this food change, he I was able to get my husband back, my kids were able to get their father back, and my husband was able to get his life back. So I realized how powerful food is. And that's when I registered for a course from American Fitness Professionals Association, which does an online course in holistic nutrition. And there we read all these books from Dr. Colin Campbell, from Dr. Michael Greger. And that helped me learn a lot about other diseases as well. So that's when I also found an organization in India called Sharan, headed by Dr. Nandita Shah. They are a group of doctors and nutritionists who help people reverse their lifestyle diseases just with the help of a whole food plant-based diet. So I joined them, I trained under Dr. Nandita, and I started doing consultations for more people to help them reverse their lifestyle diseases. Because we had been asking our doctors what should we eat and what should we avoid. And the doctors kept telling us that you eat whatever you want to eat, just keep taking the pills. And when we were able to help my husband get out of this situation, I wrote an email to our rheumatologist and I told him, you said that diet won't help, but see, this is what we've discovered. And I was so excited to inform him about it. And I said that, look what we have done, and these are the changes that we've seen. The inflammation markers have gone down and he's feeling so much better off all his medicines. And why don't you share about this with your patients? And he was like, he straight away told me that he can't do that in a hospital setting. And he said, I'm not a dietitian, I'm a doctor, I can only recommend these medicines. And that made me really sad. And that made me realize that so many people are suffering unnecessarily because they don't know about this. So it's my duty now to make more and more people know about the power of food and share my story with as many people as possible. If I can inspire just a few to make that change and live their life to the fullest, it would be amazing. So now that's the goal I have. And in this whole journey, even though I did it, I did not do it for myself, but still I was able to lose a lot of weight. I was able to boost my immunity, and that was something I just noticed after a couple of months. That I used to get a lot of ear infection, throat infection, which wouldn't go away. I used to take so many antibiotics. It used to still take so much time to heal. But suddenly I noticed that for the past 6 months, I haven't gotten any infection. That means my immunity is so much better. And that's what I try to tell all the patients we consult with. So I do consultations for diabetes, for hypertension reversal, wherever medicines are not involved, where only diet can help. And there's some people who are just curious about this lifestyle, but they don't know how to start. So we make a diet chart for them, and we tell them what to buy, what not to buy, and how they should prepare their meals in simple recipes so that they are able to sustain it in the long run. So that's what I do right now. And where there is a patient on medicines, because I'm not a qualified doctor, so we team up with another doctor who helps them work on the medicine part, reduce the medicines as needed, and I help with the diet part and the support part. So while doing this consultations, I realized that more or less people are willing to give up a lot of things for their personal health benefits, but they get stuck on a few things like tea or coffee, which is a part of their daily routine, and they're so emotionally attached to it. They feel they can't start their day with it, and that is something which stops them from even trying out this lifestyle. So that's how I came up with my brand called Plantium, where I've designed premixes for all these products which you need on a day-to-day level, but you don't want to give up on them while you're transitioning. So the products are not 100% whole food plant-based. We have one or two whole food plant-based products like an immunity kadha, but these products are 100% vegan. So I don't do anything that is non-vegan or animal-based. And with this, we are trying to make that first step a little easier for anybody who wants to try the plant-based lifestyle. And right now we are not selling in the US, but I've got a few products here in case you would like to try. We'll also be serving the vegan tea and coffee today post lunch. So please try, share your feedback. And in case you would like to place an order, you can do that on the website. We do ship. So thank you so much, Rakesh, for letting me speak and share my journey with everyone. And thank you so much, all of you, for yes.
So now I just want to comment. We'll give a microphone. Just go ahead. Anybody who's asking a question?
Thank you, Beta. Yes.
He found it.
So thanks for sharing, and we heard story. So these are the inspirational things which help us. And I've spoken to a few hundred patients of mine, and some of them have been helped by what you have done. And there is a way of stimulating the vagus nerve that can also help the autoimmune diseases. And finally, the first vagus nerve stimulator just got approved 2 weeks ago here for those patients who cannot, I guess, who are very sick. So no, I think I echo your sentiments and story. I have seen it in a few dozen of my patients within the last few months, and keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Yeah, in the back. Yeah, sure. Just
Dr. Greger says that ghee is
ask it. Hold on a question.
Can someone address ghee? Because Dr. Greger says that ghee is actually worse than butter, which is bad, because it's oxidized cholesterol. So it's already oxidized when we take it in, which I avoid.
So in general, I recommend everybody to avoid any dairy products, no matter what it is, because that's much easier to do and that's the safest thing. And I feel that there's a lot of marketing going on behind, promoting ghee as a healthy source of fat. Maybe Dr. Urvi would have some comments on
Yeah,
this.
that's what I was saying the other day. Thank you.
I think in the end, whether it's slightly worse or slightly better, it is still very similar to what butter is. It is an animal-based product that is high in saturated fat. So in comparison to like olive oil or something which is higher in unsaturated fat, I would recommend basically avoiding it as well. I think some of the reasons of benefit is what Ayurvedic practices before have talked about, but those practices actually, the main benefits, the rest of the diet is mainly a plant-based diet, and that's where I think, and simple foods, and that's where the benefits I think are coming from. I don't think the key is what's adding the benefit.
Okay. Anyone has a question? Ritaji. Oh, Ritaji first, then go.
I just want to
No,
mention.
Ritaji, one second.
There's a mic there. Oh, thank you so much. Just want to mention when you said that your rheumatologist, he did not really agree with you, that he's not a dietitian and physician should not be talking, and I tell you the reason. The reason is that physicians are not trained to talk on the nutrition. So now, there are 26 institutions where the younger generation of the physicians will be taught properly. Not that what you feel, but what is the evidence-based practices. And that is the reason that we always say that what are the qualifications to protect the public.
Okay, thanks.
Raise your hand. Yeah.
I just want to continue from the previous question. If ghee is not preferred, what other fat, like good fats we should eat? Is coconut oil better or extra virgin olive oil better?
So basically, I recommend not using any kinds of fat where the fiber has been removed. And we do teach a lot of cooking without oil, how you can make your food delicious even without adding a single drop of oil. Even the tadkas that we do in our Indian cooking, how to do it without any oil in it. Once you learn the trick, then your cooking becomes so much easier and the food becomes so much more tasty, and your cleaning work also becomes much easier because there's no grease in your kitchen anymore. So you need to watch some videos on oil-free cooking, and at Sharan we do a lot of cooking classes where we teach different cuisines without the use of any oil. So the fat sources that we recommend are the ones where the fiber has not been removed. So they are not highly processed like oil. So those are nuts and seeds. So not having it in a large quantity, but in small quantities, we can have nuts, nut butters, seed butters, or even grated coconut. We can have coconut butter as well, which is very similar to ghee in the looks and in the usage as well. So these are the few fat sources, and then of course there are the most natural forms of fat, which are like avocado and generally the foods which naturally have fat in them. So those would be the major fat sources.
So where do we learn how to make that without the oil?
Ma'am, one second. They can give you microphone so everybody can hear the question. Okay.
So I'm going to show you a very nice salad dressing today where I'm using some cashews. So imagine having a salad that you can't stop eating, which is not boring, which doesn't sound like a punishment, but it sounds like a treat. So that is what I'm going to show you today, using cashews, which are whole and natural forms of fat. Now this salad dressing, you don't have to use cashews every day, or you don't have to use it in large quantities. We are making it a little more because we are a lot of people today. But when I make it for my family of 4, then I just use 6-7 cashews. So which serves us one salad meal for all 4 of us. So you can replace the cashews with any other nuts, any other seeds, or even tofu, or even steamed potatoes and carrots, which makes a very cheesy salad dressing. So yeah, we'll be doing the demo shortly. Hope you enjoy it.
We have plenty of time for Q&A. We planned the day in such a way. We had spoken with everybody ahead of time. So just raise your question, we'll bring the microphone to you. We're not discouraging question, but just please raise your hand.
Will Dr. Urvisha share her presentation through email?
I am willing to take her permission. I am not authorized.
Yes, we can resend it.
Okay.
Okay, then what I'll do is that I will share it once the event goes up. Okay, please.
Going to comment after the question.
Oh yeah, sure. She's our chief speaker today. She can comment anytime. We are not. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I just want to stress that your story of your husband having ankylosing spondylitis with the inflammation, but there are many doctors here. I'm myself a physician. Underlying process of many disease is inflammation. Even the cardiac problems are due to inflammation. The start is inflammation, then it keeps going. And many drugs available to suppress inflammation, they have tremendous side effects. That's what you said, you don't become diabetic, hypertensive. I'm really impressed you saved him. Being a doctor, I do say people want quick fix. That's what, give pill to them, give them this, that. But if they have a patient, the way you said, the diet, so whatever we change, it will take time to work, right? And most of them, we don't want to change it.
Yes.
But I think the tremendous experience you gave for the people to see that is more than medication. And medication becomes the worst when the disease is not controlled and the patient gets worse. A great story.
Thank you.
Could we give my comment?
Dietary, please raise your hand. We have to follow discipline. Who is next? Who wants to ask
Give
a
it to
question?
Urvi first. Give it to her first.
Give it to her. Thank you.
Rita ji wanted me to tell you all also that soy foods and soy milk do not increase breast cancer risk.
Thank you.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, so people who have breast cancer will not have tofu or say they can't have soy milk because of the estrogens in soy, but that is completely not necessary. Actually, if you think of dairy milk, it has more estrogens and stronger estrogens than soy milk, which are plant estrogens that actually will reduce. So in large population studies, people who eat more soy actually have less breast cancer. So just something to think about. And then in terms of the oils, what you heard is really ideally it's best to avoid, but if you're not going to avoid oils, then I think thinking about unsaturated oils like olive oil is better than coconut oil, which is a saturated fat. And then thinking about things like seed oils like canola oil, sesame oil, all of those are actually better than coconut oil or butter or lard too, because those are animal-based, more saturated fat. So the canola and all are considered heart-healthy oils because they have less saturated fat. Ideally, yes, we want to reduce all of them, but if you are not going to, or you're going to still use it in cooking, then more of those than the other.
So I echo that those are the phytoestrogens and they are different in mice and humans. In mice, they may be associated with cancer, but in humans, they have not been shown to. Coming to the point about physicians, unfortunately, I think we don't get any education. We have to educate our own selves. You're right that inflammation is one of the hallmarks that causes, it starts with insulin resistance, fatty liver, and then goes to metabolic syndrome, to diabetes, to cardiovascular diseases, neurodegenerative disorders, and even cancer in the long run. So those are all linked. It seems like this is a same spectrum. So with healthy nutrition, exercise, and stress relief, the triad which I talk about usually can decrease the inflammation and reverse the DNA damage, decrease the DNA damage, improve the telomere health, which is very important, and also the immune system improves. All these are valid points, and these have been proven. We don't have studies on large number of patients to show the benefit as yet for everything, but there is a point to be made that you can see the biological changes in the systems which are favoring less cancer, less diabetes, less heart problems, and other things.
Okay. Let's go back. Aaki, go back. Okay, and Ron, yours will be the last question because,
Very good.
Yeah, so for example, the butter and the ghee, they have the fat soluble vitamins, right? So in your meal plan, are you adding in like vitamin A and vitamin D? They're not in the vegetable-based oils, only in the animal oil.
So basically, there are only 2 vitamins that you can't get enough from food. So if you're eating a well-balanced plant-based whole foods diet, then you get most of the vitamins, minerals, all the nutrition that your body needs. but there's only vitamin D and vitamin B12. These are the two vitamins that we need to be careful about because we can't get enough naturally. So we need to check annually and we need to supplement. And B12 is made by bacteria, and because of our over-hygienic lifestyles and not eating enough of raw foods, and also not getting exposure to the soil as much as our ancestors used to get. Like our ancestors, they used to do farming and walk barefoot on the soil and everything, and take bath in natural water bodies. So they were getting exposure to these bacteria on a day-to-day basis. But we are living a very unnatural lifestyle, not how Mother Nature designed us to. So that is why we are deficient of these two vitamins which we can't get enough from food. And vitamin D, we all know that our body makes it when there's direct sunlight exposure. But now, our bodies are covered most of the times. We don't want to step out in the sun. It's not comfortable anymore. And even like in countries like India, where there's so much of pollution, it's impossible to get enough vitamin D just through sunlight exposure. So we recommend supplementing these two. Otherwise, if you are making sure that you're eating a lot of variety of different fruits, different vegetables, different grains, different protein sources, beans, then it's not very easy to get deficient in any of these vitamins. It's really difficult unless you're starving yourself and not eating enough. Dr. Urvi, would you like to add something to that?
I think you did great.
So just want to add that
I'm going to mention a Hindu story, that legend from our Quran called Savitri and Satyavan. I don't know how many people heard of Savitri and Satyavan.
I do that.
Savitri, through her devotion, brought Satyavan back from the death. And that's a living example today of Shalu, what she did. So, and another thing, please understand, her husband, who is an IT Kanpur graduate, not an ordinary average human. I mean, there are literally 100,000 people apply and one get into the IT in India. That's the kind of person he is. She was also a high-level officer at the bank. These people are super intelligent. They're giving you their essence of their life. If you don't listen, when you're going to wake up? That's the whole idea. I mean, सब कुछ लुटा के होश में आए तो क्या किया? You can do that. थोड़ा ले लिया, आज मिठाई खा ली, कल मिठाई. I understand it all. Another thing that breaks my heart is that Indians cannot give up dairy. One of the reasons when I saw Shalu, I said, please come, no matter what. She is living in the New York City. I said, take it, whatever you need to do. Because she's brought some plant-based tea and coffee that you will be testing in life today. She brought her product. So you can see that it's not difficult. Okay, this was unofficial part of my speech. Now I'm up. I just want to say thank you. You people have given me more than what I can deserve. The effort that we all put in is worth it because somebody can benefit. And that somebody, by the way, we had Nandita Shah come and talk here. We had Dr. Bimal Shah come and talk in our forum. Bimal Shah talked extensively about zero oil cooking. Nandita Shah spent a whole day in Queens and another session with Asamai. Okay, World Vegan Vision. Our organization was founded by H.K. Shah, who is 95-year-old, and his wife Malti Shah. Okay. By the way, just because you become vegan or plant-based doesn't mean you eliminate all your risk. Doctors are very precious, they are very essential, medicines are very essential, only when you need them. Do not invite them into your life, just when you need it, get it. H.K. Shah is 95-year-old. He's still walking around, he's not bedridden. He is an example of blue zone living. There are 5 zones around the world. We have another session on blue zone. So our goal is to bring a more compassionate, environment-friendly society for our grandchildren. Okay, that's why the World Vegan Vision exists. Now, another couple of things that about the speakers. Everybody has spoken a lot, given them gratitude. Dr. Urvi Shah, she is so busy, like Dr. Kakani says, her resume is 55 pages long. It doesn't happen to be 55 pages unless you dedicate yourself. She is one of those people. Her life story is also very inspiring. When we meet people like that, they rub us in the right way. You know, like a Paras money touches an iron ore turned into stone. Their goal is to turn us into gold. It's our job to follow them. Shalu, I don't know where she went, but Shalu, I can't tell you thank you enough. Despite all the odds, you came here and you delivered the talk. Thank you so much. Dr. Nori, he's not here, but He's here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you guest, meaning guest to this private program that you had, but you are obviously our inspiration, your source. Thank you so much. Now, this program doesn't happen without the help of a lot of partners. So PPM&Y, where Irene and Natalia and a couple of other people are from there. Dr. Rajesh Kakani, he's our board member. He doesn't want to admit it, but he is. And he always comes open, not only his heart, but also his checkbook. I mean, I don't even register him anymore because I know he'll come and give me a check. Okay. Mrs. Suman Munjal, Mrs. Suman Munjal, who is truly a dedicated, hardworking, and I shouldn't be saying that loudly, but her husband even more hardworking than him. He comes and works as a true volunteer in an organization. Govindji. Beena Sabhavati ji, our immediate past president before the Sumanji, she handles registration, and as an accountant for all my life, when she gives me the accounting, I don't have to look at it. That's how good she does. Dr. Kishan and Meena Javeri, they have been founders of this organization here on Long Island, always inspiring us. Dr. Tarunji Vasu, I surprised that he came here today, but I'm so happy he came because he contributed in such a meaningful way. And Dr. Vasil, you now have a problem. As soon as we spot somebody good, we invite them to our next talk. So be prepared.
More than happy.
Okay, thank you. Tejal. Tejal is a silent worker who, she and Paresh, they really work very hard to make this organization successful. We very grateful to you. Ashish and Ritu Ajmera. You don't have to ask them anything, they just get up and do it. He comes over, he says, Bhaiya, what do I do next? And he just takes over. Rita Batejaji, she's always here, always giving her share of her learning and knowledge that she acquired over here. Mrs. Jatiani, she's also volunteering today, Sumanji's friend. You're here? Okay, fine. Jikisha Dave, sir, Baba, I call him Baba, Priyam, actually he comes and runs around and helps without asking. Ashaji Luthra, she is a family member. She works every single temple, every single program you go, she's there, dedicated. And also now, finally, my family, my wife, who constantly listen to I need to do this, I need to steal your blender, and she puts up with me. My children, Dr. Rahul Bhargav and Richa Bhargav, I asked them to do MC because I want them to get involved, our next generation to get involved. And my grandchildren, 3 of them, they always run around and help because I want them to get educated in this way. Okay, now something very important before Shalu comes and gives the presentation. Then Shalu, we also would like to acknowledge your gift. So maybe we should do that first before you do that. But please educate us, tell us what you're doing. So come over, and I would like to invite Asha ji and Govind ji to give her a bouquet of flowers. And Suman ji and Tejal ji to come and give her a gift. And I'll take the picture.
You should come here too. Anyway,
I'll
take a picture. I'll take a picture. Yeah, she'll take a picture.
Okay.
She's good at it. I just got your pictures last night. Okay. Excellent.
You come stand.
Yeah, you come in the front.
You come here.
Yeah, that's better. Perfect.
Yes.
Everybody looks at me. Great, excellent, wonderful.
Thank you. Very, very good. Where I left her card, but I'll take it.
Okay, now the demonstration is all yours.
Yeah.